Hey everybody, welcome to After Dark with Church. I'm your host, Church, and tonight we're going to be talking about the legend of the Goat Man. Now, growing up in a small rural Texas area, there's always talks of legends and things that people have seen that they can't explain. It's actually one of the reasons I moved back here because I wanted to investigate all of the reliable sources with creepy and unusual stories of cryptids. Uh, and one of them just so happens to be a creature called the Goat Man. Now, anyone that is familiar with the Goat Man knows that the Goat Man has his own bridge, so to speak. Goat Man's Bridge. It is actually the old Alton Bridge, also known as Goatman Bridge, and historic iron truss. It's a historic iron truss bridge connecting Texas cities of Denton and Cooper, Texas, or is it Copper, Texas, or Copper Canyon? Anyway, it was built in 1884 by the King Iron Bridge Manufacturing Company. It originally carried horses and later automobiles over Hickory Creek at a junction once was at a junction that once was popular for crossing cattle. The bridge takes its name from the abandoned community of Alton, which between 1850 and 1856 was the seat of Denton County. This bridge is the subject of several ghost lore featuring a vengeful ghost. Now, a little bit about the ghost. Locally, the bridge is known as Goatman Bridge, as it is said to be haunted by a half man, half goat figure called the Goatman. The belief is based on the legend of a black farmer named Oscar Washburn, who was once who was said to have moved his family to a residence just north of the bridge. A few years later, Washburn, having become known as a dependable and honest businessman, was dubbed the Goat Man by locals because he was a goat farmer. Displayed a sign on Alton Bridge reading "This way to the Goat Man," but the success of a black man was still unwelcome to many, and in August of 1938, Klansmen in the local government crossed the bridge, kidnapped Washburn from his family. They hung a noose around Old Newton Bridge. After securing it around his neck, they threw him over the side. When they looked down to see if he had died, the noose was empty. In a panic, they returned to his family home and slaughtered his wife and children, supposedly. Locals warn that if you cross the bridge at night without headlights, as the Klansmen are said to have done, you will be met on the other side by the Goatman's ghostly figures, and strange lights are said to appear in the surrounding woods, as well as reports of visitors being touched, grabbed, and having rocks thrown at them. The legends in the area of Old Alton Bridge being popular among paranormal investigators such as the crews of Ghost Adventures and BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural. Heard many rumors about the Goat Man, but he's not just seen there. He's been spotted in my area around the local bridge that is on one of the local back roads. And like growing up, I had my uncles, my mom, like everybody had apparently seen the Goat Man, and it always like intrigued me. And whenever I got older and started looking into it, I was like, "How y'all seen this thing?" Whenever we're nowhere near close to the old Alton Bridge in Copper, Texas, or Copper Canyon, Texas. So I got to doing some more digging, right? Because that's what I do. I go down little big rabbit holes until I find more and more lure, more legends. And apparently, a lot of towns around the U.S. have seen some form of a goat man. Now, whether or not the ghost of Oscar Washburn haunts that area, I couldn't tell you. I haven't been. I want to go, and when I do, I'll record it because I want to start going to some of these places and checking them out. So when I do, I'm just going to start making videos and posting them on here. But yeah, like if Oscar Washburn is haunting that area, that is not known. But what is known is all the other people that have apparently seen this thing that are nowhere near it. And that leads me, like I said, to my next topic. Goat human hybrids are often represented by creatures like satyrs or fawn. And how would you describe a satyr or a fawn? The same way you would describe a goat man, half human, half goat. And to be completely honest, they like that's just where my mind goes. Like because they're creatures usually seen in the forest or in forest rich areas, like the area that I live in, or I'm guessing Copper, Texas. So, and like I said, it depends on like there's satyrs in Greek mythology, and in other myth or uh, in Romans they are called faun. Uh, Pan is a significant figure in Greek mythology, often depicted as a goat human hybrid. He is the god of the wild, shepherds, and flocks, and is known for his musical abilities, particularly playing a pan flute. Pan embodies the spirit of nature and often associated with rustic music and the untamed wilderness. Sounds kind of like the goat man to me. Satyrs, originally the Greek mythology, satyrs are depicted as a half man, half goat creature that typically have the upper body of a human and the lower body of a goat, complete with horns. Satyrs are known for their wild and lustful behavior, often associated with the god Dionysus. I'm about to butcher this. Dionysius, the deity of wine and revelry. They embody the chaotic and untamed aspect of nature, frequently causing mischief. Dionysius's at Dionysius's festivities. Faun, a Roman mythology. In Roman mythology, fauns are simple or similar to satyrs, but are often portrayed as more benevolent. They are depicted with legs and horns of a goat and the upper body of a human. Fauns were originally considered spirits of the forest and are associated with the god Faunus, who represented nature and fertility over time. Their depiction evolved and they became more closely aligned to the characteristics of a satyr. So, satyr, faun, pan, all kind of coincide with the goatman in some aspect. The goatman is a creature found in various folklore tradition, often described as a hybrid with a human upper body and goat-like lower body. The figure is sometimes portrayed as a cursed human or being born from a forbidden union between a human and a goat. Oh, spicy. The goatman is often depicted as a solitary creature lurking in remote areas, embodying both human and animal traits. And it also kind of fits with the symbolism because this town used to, it doesn't anymore, but it used to have a very strong like clan association. And this area, there you've seen people in robes running into woods, but they were usually black robes. Like if you were to go down that road I was talking about late at night, like there was a couple people that had seen people in various dark robes darting into the woods, and I was like, no, thank you. I don't want to know who or why they were there because that is strange. And usually, if it's a cult of some sort or even the clan, they don't want you knowing their business, and they will. So I don't dig into the who's and the what's and the whys, but I do love some good folklore. And I mean, this creature has spawned documentaries, books, movies. I mean, anything you could think of. And the creatures that are often associated with the goatman, like the fawn and the satyr, they are also very prevalent in folklore, like popular folklore, non-popular folklore. Well, I mean, whatever. I mean, these creatures are fascinating. I mean, they're up there with Bigfoot and Dogman and the Mothman and the Batman. When all the other winged humanoid, and it's very fascinating. I mean, there's so many different things that it could be or it might be, and like we don't know. I mean, we don't treat the paranormal as anything to really be investigated half the time or acknowledged. And the only reason that worries me is there has been many reports of these things, like especially the goat man. I heard about that back in the early 90s. I mean, when my mom started telling me about the legend of the goat man that was out here where I'm at now, I I thought it was neat. I mean, I was intrigued. I wanted to know more, but everybody used to call the bridge that I was referring to Goatman Bridge, and it looked nothing like the Goatman Bridge in Copper, Texas. It was an old wooden rickety bridge on a dirt road, and I mean, don't get me wrong, the bridge was creepy, especially at night, because of me and a bunch of my friends went out there before they redid the bridge, and like it looked like it was ready to go at any time. I don't know why we drove down that road. And I mean, like, what could they have misrepresented about this? Like, what could they have been seeing if it wasn't truly what they thought it was? I mean, what else is going to have like prominent goat features? Some even said goat head instead of a human head, but like a human torso with like the goat legs. I mean, like what could they have been seeing to, I guess you could say, confuse it in their minds? Like, I mean, it just it baffles me. I have no idea what this goat man that people are seeing is, but I would more along the lines of, because of where it's seen, attributed it to more of like a fawn or a satyr or some sort of creature or spirit of the woods, because I mean they never find like remains of these things, so I'm thinking more like some sort of, I guess you could say, nature spirit, or like a fae. I mean, like the little people with the cone hats and shit. To me that's a fun theory, but I mean, I still really don't know. I mean, that is a fun theory, and at the end of the day, it is just that, a theory. But I mean, it's more plausible to me that it is some sort of nature spirit, like a satyr or a fawn, than an old farmer that got lynched. I mean, can I say that on YouTube? I hope so. And but I mean, at the end of the day, if you were a farmer from back in the day whose family got ravaged, like, wouldn't you want some revenge? I mean, I could see like a vengeful spirit type thing. We got to send Sam and Dean after that one. But uh, I'm all out of ideas right now, because I don't have any personal stories of this goat man creature. I never saw it. That was That was a story from my uncles and my mom, and I don't know, maybe my aunt. Not too sure. Have to ask her about that one. But yeah, let's we're gonna wrap it up there. It's just a small little. I told it was on my mind. Oh, oops. But it was on my mind, like doing an episode about the goat man. But the only thing I really have is its connection to old mythologies, and like it's one of the more obscure creatures that I have investigated, and it always seems to have some sort of connection to a bridge. I mean, you have old Alton Bridge, you have the bridge out here that was just simply called Goatman Bridge, as far as I can tell. I mean, if anybody else has got any strange goat stories around, or goat man stories around bridges, hit me up, or just any goat man stories in general. Like, yeah, just send them my way. I'll read them on air. I'm gonna start doing not listener stories, but like real stories of people that have strange and unusual encounters. I've got a few in the can that I want to do, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But all right, guys, thanks. Hope you enjoyed what I was talking about tonight, and hopefully, I'm going to start doing more of these. All right, later. And if you like what you heard tonight, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and all that fun stuff. Y'all have a good one.